therapists are seeing a rise in gambling addictions. Experts say the problem is pushing more young people into heavy debt. While sports betting is legal in California, prediction markets like Kalshi are not, and these platforms are creating concerns for adults and children.
Deborah Bujah is a gambling addiction therapist and the executive director of a nonprofit called StopBettingSports. She's here to talk about this important topic, and it is an important topic. We were just talking off camera. You're seeing kids as young as 12 now using some of these gambling sites. That's incredible to me.
Yep. It's a surprise, and then it's not a surprise. If you were a parent during COVID and your child had access to a screen, you might remember them on games such as Roblox, and loot boxing is very similar to same part of the brain that develops an addiction, like with gambling, right? So loot boxing is when you open a box up and a surprise pops out. And we had parents talking about how much money was being spent on their credit card. They didn't know. And now we have parents calling up not knowing where to turn because their child has used their credit card, they didn't know, and they've found a way of downloading an app and routing it outside of California. So we have many teenagers sports betting now as well.
And you think with the legalization of gambling, and then you also see it just becoming part of normal conversations. Like Kelsey, I was reading a story this morning about a couple that made their entire wedding into bets. Like they bet on how long the first dance would be, who would do this or that first. But I wonder if the popularity of it is also what leads to that rise in addiction, because some people can't handle what other people are handling normally, healthily.
Yeah, well, the thing about Kalshi is they present themselves as a platform that isn't gambling. And we as clinicians are on the other side of the fence, you know, picking up the casualties from a platform like Kalshi when someone turns up to treatment and we screen them and they are saying they are unable to stop and their wages are getting bigger and they can't stop thinking about gambling and they get irritable when they try and stop. That is someone developing an addiction to gambling. And now we're seeing people come in and they're using Kalshi. That is a thing that is coming in through the doors.
There's also Poly Market. You know, you gave that example. I was just talking to you about, I myself went on because I like to understand what these apps do and how they work, right? So I went on Sunday, I downloaded Kalshi, I made one bet on the World Cup, but I could have made 200 bets on the World Cup. But like, who's doing the halftime show? Who's, you know, what's the scoring going to be? Is that part of the addiction? Is all of these different bets that you can make on just one single thing?
Anything. So with these platforms, the prediction markets, they're you know, suggesting that this is an investment, right? You can bet on absolutely anything. People were betting on the rainfall and the amount of rainfall in New York. The problem we have is that it is allowing people to bet on things like how fast the Palisades fires were going to spread, and people were, human life. And we see that, well, I see that as a manipulation of the human mind. Because we've come a long way to work on empathy and understanding and human compassion. And Kalshi, and what message are we sending our young people?
This is eroding that, is
what message are we sending our young people when it's funny to gamble on human life? Or you know, and then our young people, you know, are thinking it's funny to lose money now. So it's like the stigma of gambling is changing amongst young men. To lose is like, oh, you know, you lost $100, $200, and that's becoming normalized. Gambling is becoming normalized. Parents need to understand the problem. People might not know this. We are in a national health crisis. If you want to ask UCLA, the Gambling Studies Program, who I work with as well, we are in a national health crisis. Advertisements are aggressive. We are advertising to children. We don't do that in other countries like the UK or Australia. It's illegal. There's a reason it's illegal. There's a reason that casinos, you have a line that children aren't allowed to cross. That's because gambling can be very harmful. Not everyone develops a gambling addiction, but people are, if you don't know that you've got a genetic predisposition to develop a gambling addiction, you will. And now, what chance do we have if we've got a casino in our pocket 24 hours a day? Children will get one, children will download. Kids do things behind our backs. We have parents calling up saying that their kid has gambled and run up their credit card $40,000.
And that's what I want to ask. When you get a call like that, what does the therapy look like? What does the first conversation look like?
First of all, we have to screen. If someone's coming in with it, saying that they're on the floor with it, we screen for crisis. First of all, we screen for suicidal ideation because not many people know this. This particular addiction has one of the highest suicide rates.
Oh, wow.
3 out of 5 people have suicidal thoughts.
Wow.
The dopamine is goes as big as someone with a heavy cocaine addiction.
Wow.
And it's really important that we raise awareness. My non-profit, Stop Betting Sports, we raise awareness every Sunday. The Sunday Project, anyone who's looking to try and not gamble on a Sunday, 10 o'clock we're there, clinicians, researchers, advocates, authors come on, and anyone who's trying not to gamble, or parents who are looking for help, we refer, we help people understand. We need to do this across the nation, because with Kalshi now being a catalyst, allowing people to place wagers on sporting events, yes and no, dubbing them as event contracts, as you just said, that you can gamble on anything. And you probably didn't know that. Parents need to know and be aware and keep their children safe. If you see an advertisement, either turn it off or explain. This can cause harm. That's what we're trying to do. It can cause harm.
Well, Deborah, thank you so much for being with us this morning. We
Thanks
really
for having
appreciate
us.
it.
Anytime.
And it sounds like you have a lot of resources at your website, which we'll put on our website
And
as
you're
well.
spreading the word. Thank you so much for being with us this morning.